Okay, welcome everyone to the Pantheon. I am Ray.
I'm Evie.
And today we're looking at Iron Fist Season 1, the Marvel Netflix series. It's the last installment before we get into the Marvel's Defenders series. It's a story of Danny Rand. It was brought to you by showrunner Scott Buck. At the time, Buck was doing the Inhumans series on Fox, so he wasn't scoring too high in terms of his output. But like, you're only as good as your last production, really. And we haven't heard much from Scott Buck, but at least these two are, he was at his highlight here. Hopefully we'll see more of his work, and hopefully he can redeem himself down the road. But the show stars Finn Jones as Danny Rand, Jessica Henwick, Rosario Dawson. It is an eclectic class of characters. But Evie, give us the overview of the show.
Okay, overview of the show is a man called Danny Rand, and when he was young, he got boarded a plane with his parents. Parents died, so it was just him on the plane, and then in the Himalayas, some monks trained him and gave him teaching and showed him what chi was, and chi, so he learned that, and somebody found him, brought him to New York, and from there he met his siblings, and his siblings hated him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he met a girl who also learned karate, and then from there he actually learned that there was a group called the Hand that was bad, which is opposite of his morals. And then from there he met the Hand, and then he fought them and became a master in karate.
Yeah, you know what just occurred to me now is the Hand versus the Fist. It never occurred to me that the Hand versus the, and it's just, you know, that's just me thinking. It just occurred to me now. It's such a simple idea.
It's okay.
Anyways, so what this show does well, first of all, I would say it's very truthful to the original, to the source material, comic book. Danny Rand, he's like kind of like Bruce Wayne. He's the son of these millionaire moguls. Mm-hmm. You know, in his family tragedy, his parents died in a plane crash, and he landed with these monks. Yeah. In sort of an interdimensional, like Kung Lao, or it's a Kung Lun, and that's where he learned through the monks, where he learned to become, eventually become the immortal Iron Fist. Mm-hmm. The characters here are interesting. The plot is very straightforward. Where it does really well, I think, is the side characters with Colleen Wing, played by Jessica Henwick. She's consistent. The action sequences with her are always great. Her story arc is amazing from beginning, being a cage fighter to make money, to her secret involvement with the or knowledge of the Hand that we learn of, and then where she ends off being a character whose life was always there was a plan to the end where she's like no longer she's on the outside of things, so she's at a loss, and she's on her own, and there's some soul searching with the character, but like the arc of her character has very facets about her, and it's the most engaging, interesting character. Whenever she has her martial arts fighting, or the action sequences, or even just the acting in general, it's always top notch with her character. We also get Rosario Dawson's character, Claire Temple. She's the ongoing thread between all the shows, and of course we get Turk. Mm-hmm. He makes his little cameo appearance. Mm-hmm. So there are threads in it that helps you join all the shows together, and the idea of the Meachums, Ward and Harold Meachums, they are your antagonists. And I like Ward, and just the idea of them trying to, because he is trying to it's about a guy who is of two worlds, and he's trying to find his past. And of course they have a common, both his lives have a common enemy. It's the Hand, and then is they've been able to bridge the two lives together in an indirect fashion. So I thought that was an interesting way to approach it. So in terms of story, where they could have done with this, and what the trajectory was on this, I liked it. I mean, because they had like 40 years of material from the 70s, maybe even before that, of Iron Fist, you know, whether it's Heroes for Hire or just the Iron Fist character. They had a plethora to mine. And when we get into the finale of Defenders and then season 2 of Iron Fist, it takes from the Iron Fist character as we go along in the series, in the 1990s comic books of Iron Fist and what that character does. So there's a lot to mine here. I thought it was really great.
Well, what works for me is all the martial arts, and his girlfriend Colleen. She can fight. She can fight. You know, like she's amazing. I liked all of those fighting scenes. But what doesn't work for me is Danny Rand. I hate saying it, but I don't know. He's kind of a whiny type.
Oh yeah, he's very juvenile, but but you're right, and also part of it is because he lacks the, for the 15 years of his life, all the experiences like one child would experience to help you mature. He missed those first-hand experiences that shape one's person to become an adult, to maturation of one character. So he comes across extremely whiny, to the point that it's really a detriment to the series and to everyone in the show. So the enemy is the Hand. We get this kind of show. This show tells you that there are different the Hand is not just one entity. There are various divisions in the Hand, and then we learn in Defenders it's actually 5. And it's like the gangs in New York, where there's 5 points in New York that become the Hand.
Yeah.
This show sets up the idea that there is an enemy that exists, that's an underlying enemy since day one of Daredevil, but we only touch on the character of the Hand a little bit. Hand, fist. Anyway, so we touch on the character of the Hand, and then now we get into the Defenders. So this is like your last stepping stone to Defenders, and understanding the enemy in more detail, because there's more to the mystery, and there's a lot more happening under the city, so to speak. Actually, also literally. Yeah. So that's the big picture of it, because it's all leading to something, and this has been a work, I think, 3 years in the making process of weaving storylines between all the Marvel Netflix characters until we get to this. And this takes place 1 month before we get to Defenders, so this is the last ride to the big show.
Definitely. As for Danny, he's okay. He could be a bit more more firm and outgoing. That I think kind of wrecks the program, I hate to say.
But anyways, until then, we'll be back next week, and we'll see you. And again, check out our website, and check out our blogs, check out our web Twitter accounts. But everything you want to know, it's all in one shot. If you want to get everything in one place, it's going to be at the website for Twitter, Instagram, emails, whatever. Everything. It's going to be at www.
Facebook too?
No, Facebook. Okay. No, that's too much work for you. But everything you want to get is at www.pantheonofm.com. It's all there. But send us your comments, because we have fun. We laugh out loud.
Oh, for sure.
Like the last for this one, we'll be reading their emails on Iron Fist, and some of it. Evie, you just laugh. You can't stop laughing.
Okay.
So you're gonna see. Well, you're not gonna see it. You're gonna hear him break character while doing this. So
okay.
With that, I'm Ray.
I'm Evie.
We'll see you next week. Take care.
Okay.